When you saw the trailer for Neighbors, were you going to go into the movie with frat side or family side? We're here tonight at Brennan Theaters watching Neighbors, raunchy rated R comedy, but it is not what you think it is. This movie is actually very delightfully funny. It's very enjoyable. Okay, let's pause it there. By enjoyable, I mean if you like the crude sex jokes, then yeah, absolutely, you're gonna love this movie. You got a married couple live in a nice, suburban area, and you've got a frat house that moves in next door. They try to become friends. The frats straight up say like, we need the whole neighborhood on our side so we can keep partying, but then they kind of drop the ball on that with the particular neighbor, and next thing you know, it hits the fan. It's a constant, we do this to you, we do that to you, and it keeps escalating and escalating until finally at the end of the movie you get this amazingly hilarious payoff. Seth Rogen, Zac Efron, their chemistry together is amazing because they're literally two spectrums of life. You have Seth Rogen being like, the dad, the family guy, going to work, making ends meet for the his tribe of people in his house. You have Zac Efron over here, who's the ripped, muscular, delicious body next door, who's throwing party after party after party. And so you get that, young adulthood. It's there. It's funny. They got some Batman jokes in there, which are pretty funny. The differences of the Michael Keaton Batman or the Christian Bale Batman. When you watch that, I'm like, I know both sides of that. I get it. It's awesome. Love it. Dave Franco's in this movie, James Franco's little brother. Him and Zac Efron together, they're like what held the movie together with their stuff together. And then you got Rogen coming in. Some of the stuff in here is like outrageous, like, that can never remotely happen, but who cares? It's a movie, and I laughed the whole time with all the jokes. I'm gonna give this movie a solid 7. It's funny, I liked it, made me laugh quite a bit. I give this a 7 because I didn't really like Rose Byrne's character. Not her, I just didn't like her character. Her character kind of bothered me. I want to see more of the baby. The baby was awesome, he was cute. They kind of build that up like this about the baby for the noise, and then it's just kind of, it's there, then she's gone. And I didn't like the cop. Just did not care for the cop. See what my neighbors had to say about this movie. Let's check that out. So the chemistry between Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, how is that? Because Zac Efron is pulling this off like he can act.
Zac Efron can act.
I know he can.
After seeing that awkward moment, you know he can act. But I did enjoy the contrast of the characters. You have this super good-looking guy. He already knows he's good-looking. Zac Efron is one of those people who is like, I know it, I'm hot. But then you have the unconventional Seth Rogen who's like, yeah, I'm a big mess, but whatever, I'm just gonna go smoke another joint. But I loved it. They were the perfect contrast for this movie. It was amazing to see just these different spectrums and come together and have it be so seamless and flawless and just work very well.
Fantastic. I think they work really well together. I think you get the young party animal vibe from Zac Efron. All the chemistry actually worked really well between Zac Efron and his frat brothers, and between Seth Rogen and his friend's ex-wife, and all that stuff. I think it worked well.
These days when they make movies like this, they really make good casting decisions when you get two lead actors like this. And so I expected to be exactly what it was. Fun, enjoyable, the way they work off each other. No doubt a lot of it was improv. And that's the best comedy is improv, no doubt about it. You can't plan or write out comedy all the time. Some improv is just, movies like this, improv is where it masters it, so it really works out.
How was the comedy? Was it original, done to death, something new?
Some of it was already done, but it was done in a new way that you could be like, that's funny. You have originality in so many of the things that were going on that it was a breath of fresh air a lot, considering that you went in this movie thinking it was just going to be another Seth Rogen comedy movie.
That's a frat movie. I mean, it's just raunchy, rated R humor. If you like that and you're going in for that, they did a good job with it. It definitely has some, shocking moments like it's supposed to, but nothing really new or original.
It had a mixture of all sorts of things. A different story, a new kind of story, but all the jokes and humor, I've seen it before, but not in a different, but this is a new environment that I've seen it in, sort of.
Whose side are you rooting for? The frats or the family?
I was rooting for the family because having a family, you're like, those guys coming and making noise during sleepy time. That's f***ing bull.
Going into it, I was rooting for the family. Watching the movie, I found myself in different situations rooting for different sides. Like, that wasn't really right to do because they were in the right there, or vice versa. It's like they were being cool about it or something like that. But at the beginning, I was definitely rooting for the family, but towards the end, you'll make your own conclusions.
I'm a kind of guy, as you know, Jeff knows, been friends for like 7 years. He knows I like to stay neutral. I don't like taking sides because if you take sides, someone's going to hate you.
But there was a child involved in this one.
I liked how they kept the child away from the extreme parts of it. Now, the two adults having sex next to the baby, no doubt that was split screen. They would not do that in front of a real baby. The split screen visual effects. So I'm like, okay, that has to be a visual effect because the rules of filming, you can't be around minors when you do something like that. So I'm neutral.
He's for the family. His
No.
answer. He's indirectly saying the family.
I'm single, so I'm neutral.
And what do you give this?
High 7. I would give it high 7. One of those ones where you can go see it in the movie theater because it's funny, but you don't necessarily have to if you don't want to. If you just want to sit at home and watch this movie and laugh out loud in your own living room, that is totally fine to do too.
Put it like an 8 out of 10. It's really fun. If you're looking for that, normally everybody says to get your mind out of the gutter. If you want to get your mind into the gutter, 8 out of 10, go watch those movies. I usually like to rate movies for what they present themselves as, and this presents itself as exactly what it is. So it's an enjoyable version of what it says it is.
I'm gonna give it 6.5 out of 10. Nothing too new. Like I said, you got actors who never worked together before like this, and you have it in a story that's a little new, but the jokes are as funny as they are. It's nothing too new or it's spontaneous. I laughed a lot. It's just nothing new or absolutely groundbreaking.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like this video, favorite it, share it. I'm curious to know if you have any funny neighbor stories. I don't know how many characters you're allowed in that comment thing. You can just be like, my neighbor Dan walks out naked every morning. I mean, I don't know. Go ahead and shoot that down below because these are crazy swamp monster times. We all know it. For those that follow my channel, yeah, I unorthodoxly posted a video. I was just kind of like, I was playing on my phone, wanted to see if it would work. So it's there. It's my little girl. She's kind of funny. It's 23 seconds long. Check that out. Next week is Godzilla. You don't want to miss that. The big anticipational. Is it going to be a 98 Matthew Broderick flop, or is it going to be something even better? We'll find out next week when the biggest king of monsters comes and destroys the f***ing world. And as always, we are letting you know before you go at Brendan Theaters. So this being a family movie, how is that?
Oh my gosh, dude. I hope this gets a couple of recognition by the local churches.
I would totally go see it with my mom. Taking the baby. Baby's first Zac Efron movie. She didn't get to see him in all his glory.
She saw them all the animated glory.
Shit.
Language not a problem?
No, no.
Well, it was really aimed at children. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I thought dildo jokes were the best. So this was all about dildo jokes. Take your kids. Younger the better.